decals on my Dragster, and I happened to remember that somebody said in a video a while back the AMT instructions, sometimes they're the same scale as the model. So when I take my body for my Dragster and put it on the instruction sheet, it's the same size, same scale as the instructions, so I can use that to help lay out the decals on the Dragster body. So stay tuned, I'll try and get that done. Okay, I'm back, and the decals went on fine. Only had one that didn't want to release too well, but I eventually got it apart, and they held up pretty well with all my rubbing, scrubbing with a toothpick. The only one suggestion I would have is when you're cutting the decals off the decal sheet, take your X-Acto knife and cut around the numbers, the identification numbers, so that sometimes they were attached to the decal itself and they would come off and go on with the decal. So I learned from the first one there, cut the numbers away from the decal itself, and set it in warm water for about 15-20 seconds, and they went on fine. They held up to a fair bit of rubbing with a wet Q-tip, and I'm very impressed. It's a kit that's about 25 years old, and I was a little nervous about the decals, but there they are done. So I'm going to let that sit for a little bit, and then I'll probably just brush some Future over it to seal it. Hi everybody, welcome back. Just before we look at the final on the Wynn's Dragster, I've got a shop card in the mail today from Charlie at Big Charlie's Model Garage. Thanks a lot, Charlie. Check out his channel, and he's got some great builds there. So, okay, now boys, roll out the Dragster. Okay, this kit comes with this base for the Dragster. I haven't decided what to do with it yet. It takes up a lot of space on the shelf, so I'm not sure I'll be using it. And I'm not sure I have any ideas for it. Let's take a look at the build here. It's everything fit together very well, and a lot of little finicky parts. Today I just finished off putting the body on and all this linkage, steering linkage here, the wheels and so on. It was a little tricky, but it all went together well. As you know, I painted gloss black on the inside of the body because it's a clear body. I put the decals on, and then I brushed on some Future floor polish, and I had a little hair or something on here. I tried to polish it out and put a second coat of floor polish on, and I got a little bit of a run on it there. And the part I hate is when you're finished painting the body, trying to put everything together, getting fingerprints and glue spots all over everything, trying to avoid that. I think I got a little tiny glue spot right about here. It's not too noticeable though. And I managed to get all these little linkages on here. That was fun. Everything lined up nicely though. I got all these little link arms here attached and on here. One thing I missed though, I put when I put the bottom on and I put the body on, I didn't allow for the steering arm to come out through the body here on the steering wheel, so I just kind of pushed it in, and the steering wheel is a little bit off center, but I had already put the bottom on. As you know, I painted the body black, but I've left the bottom part. Let me flip this over here. I left this bottom part clear. Swing my light around so you can at least see part of it underneath. So this part here is clear. You can see the seat and the transmission tunnel. You can see the clear oil pan with the camshaft in it, and the fuel lines here, gas tank. So there's a little bit of detail underneath, and the parachute in the back. Tried to detail up the engine a little bit. I found some watch parts I'd ordered online, and I put a couple of things on here. Let me zoom in and focus a bit here on this. A little bit of a lever here. I put a couple of little sprockets on the front of the pulleys here, and another little lever here on the side, just to add some interest with the spark plug wires and that. So I'll have pictures of this close-up to follow. And it was a great build. I've always wanted to build a dragster, but I was a little bit intimidated to start. So thanks to Dirk Pitt for hosting this build and encouraging us to step out of our comfort zones. And thanks very much for that, Dirk, and I'm really glad I did this. It was a great little kit.